Are you looking for the best ultra-wide gaming monitors? In this video we will look at some of the best ultra-wide gaming monitors on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. LG 34GS95QE. LG's 34GS95QE is more than just a good ultra-wide monitor for gaming. Its OLED panel will deliver perfect contrast and is a noticeable improvement compared to IPS displays. Its 240Hz maximum refresh rate is up to twice as fast as common external monitors, which is critical if you play fast-paced first-person shooter titles where fractions of a second matter. Similarly, it has an astonishingly low 0.03 ms response time. Our only qualm is that this display's maximum brightness is a little dim. One of LG's best decisions was to build this display with support for both NVIDIA G-Sync and AMD FreeSync Premium Pro. This ensures you'll have an optimized experience regardless of the graphics card you have now and whether you decide to switch platforms later on. Console gamers will also be able to take advantage of many of these features, provided they're playing titles that support ultra-high frame rates. The 34GS95QE is equipped with both DisplayPort 1.4 and HDMI 2.1 ports. If you're connecting your PR or console to it using an HDMI cable, make sure to get one that supports data transfer speeds of 48 gigabits per second. Some cables top out at 18 gigabits per second, which isn't enough bandwidth to send a 4K HDR signal at 120 or 240 Hz. If you're going to be gaming for several hours at a time, you'll appreciate the fact that this monitor is height and tilt adjustable, so you can move it around throughout the day. You can also hook the 34GS95QE up to a VESA arm if you'd prefer having total control over its positioning. Whether you're considering an ultra-wide gaming monitor for the first time or upgrading from a previous model, LG's 34GS95QE is the first one to consider. At number 2. Samsung Odyssey Neo G9. The Samsung Odyssey Neo G9 has every bell and whistle you could ask for on a 32:9 gaming monitor. Why it made the cut, the Samsung Odyssey Neo G9 outshines every other ultrawide with its giant, rich display, and its sky-high price tag. If you can afford the $2,500 price tag, the Samsung Odyssey Neo G9 is as good as it gets when it comes to ultra-wide monitors for gaming. The 49-inch, 32:9 screen is quite literally the same screen and desk real estate as two displays pushed together, and the 1000R curve allows the display to surround you with bright, vibrant colors whenever you boot up a game. The G9 has tons of ports, including two HDMI 2.1 ports, the only screen on this list that offers them, so you'll want to pick up the best ultra-high-speed HDMI cables. You could put this screen in almost any category on this list and have it make sense. It's just that good. You just have to come up with the money to bring it home. Specs. Panel type, VA. Native resolution, aspect ratio 5120 by 1440, 32:9. Panel style, curved, 1000R. Refresh rate, 240 Hz. Response time, 1 millisecond. Max brightness, 420 nits, typical/2000 nits, max. Ports, 1x DisplayPort 1.4, 2x HDMI 2.1, 2x USB 3.0 Type A, earphone jack, audio line-out. Ergonomics, height, swivel, tilt, VESA 100mm mountable. Variable refresh rate, NVIDIA G-Sync compatible/AMD FreeSync. HDR, HDR10+. At number 3. MSI MPG 491 CQP. Why it made the cut, the MSI MPG 491 CQP is one of the few ultra-wide gaming monitors with console-minded features. I'll be blunt, we do not recommend pairing a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X with an ultra-wide gaming monitor. Right now, only the PS5 supports ultra-wide monitors at 1440p, and it only gained support for variable refresh rates in mid-2022. Many TVs for gaming are far more optimal. That said, we do have an option if you feel compelled. MSI says that certain monitors have a specific console mode with support for variable refresh rates to minimize delays and screen tearing. Additionally, it can receive a 4K 120Hz signal from a console with HDR enabled. This means there will be no degradation in quality when compared to a 4K TV. Additionally, the MPG491 CQP supports CEC, Consumer Electronics Control, which means you can turn the display on by powering on your console. Ultra-wide screens are generally not a good fit with game consoles. And they're expensive for something that isn't necessarily the most optimized, though there are cheaper options than what we're showing here. But if you just want a stellar PC gaming monitor that you can also use to play a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series console into a display, this is your best bet. At number 4. Alienware 34 QD-OLED AW3423DW. Organic light-emitting diode display technology, OLED, for short, is arguably the king of the gaming television space right now, but monitor manufacturers were slower to bring the panels to the world of PCs. For an in-depth explainer on why, check out our list of the best OLED TVs. While it's a more commonplace tech now, Alienware was one of the first to launch a QD-OLED gaming monitor, giving PC gamers the chance to experience the heightened fidelity OLED displays can provide. With an OLED display, you get perfect contrast thanks to the fact that every pixel is individually self-lit instead of being backlit or edge-lit like traditional LED screens. That means pure blacks and vibrant colors, as well as super fast response time. The Alienware AW3423DW seems to have its specs locked down, ensuring a large curved monitor worthy of the first OLED mantle. Simply put, this is a good gaming screen. While OLED screens are bright and beautiful, there are reasons for PC players to be skeptical. OLED TVs have historically been deeply susceptible to burn-in, a visual distortion where pixels become stuck displaying a certain shape after displaying it too long. Since many elements of a PC desktop are static on Windows 11 and Mac OS, there's good reason to question whether OLED monitors would have a shorter lifespan than conventional monitors. With Alienware launching an OLED screen, though, it seems like burn-in isn't the worry it once was. One YouTuber attempted to burn an image into the new Nintendo Switch OLED screen but only created faint ghosting after 3,600 hours of showing the exact same image. In other words, if you use a screensaver or let your display sleep, you're almost certainly fine. At number 5. LG 34WQ73AB. We know what you're thinking, Macs aren't good machines for gaming, but that's definitely not as true as it once was. Have you even seen the Mac Studio specs? The Apple Arcade library and new-to-Mac titles mean the Mac is steadily becoming a more competent platform for casual and AAA games. This is possible because the company's M-series processors are far more graphically capable than the Intel machines the company shipped over the past 5 years or so. Unfortunately, one of its other design decisions holds the Mac back when it comes to connecting them to an external display. Apple went all in on USB-C with the release of its 12-inch MacBook in 2015, and many of its current generation laptops can only connect to accessories using this port. This means most Mac owners who want to plug their computer into an external display must buy an adapter. LG's 34WQ73AB is a notable exception. This curved monitor has a USB-C port, allowing you to plug your MacBook directly into it using a single cable. The 34WQ73AB's USB-C port serves a dual purpose, too. The cable can charge your MacBook at a rate of up to 90 W while it's connected, so this is a true single cable solution. LG outfitted this monitor with a pair of HDMI ports, which can plug in a media streamer or game console like a TV. The 34WQ73AB's USB-A ports will allow you to connect accessories, think webcam or external hard drive, to your machine without a hub. Gamers who use this external display will appreciate its support for HDR10 and the ability to display 99% of the sRGB spectrum. Height and tilt adjustment will allow you to position this monitor in a place that's comfortable for you without the need to attach it to a VESA mount. Its resolution is less than 4K, but that's true for most ultra-widescreen monitor. What you give up in vertical pixels, you gain in horizontal ones. The 34WQ73AB's USB-C port is the reason we're recommending this monitor specifically for Mac owners, but it's also a solid choice for Windows machines. Many PCs have started shipping with USB-C or Thunderbolt 4 ports. They're the same shape, and the latter can send more data more quickly, which means they'd reap the same benefits with this monitor as Macs. Apple has released its own 5K monitor for the Mac, but the $1,499 Studio display is nearly 5 times as expensive as LG's. If you want a relatively inexpensive monitor with Mac-friendly features, this is the one we recommend. At number 6. Acer Nitro XZ342CU. Acer's Nitro XZ342CU is the definition of a budget pick. It delivers strong features for just $300 with very few technical compromises. The Nitro XZ342CU has a high resolution, an impressive 180Hz maximum refresh rate, support for AMD's FreeSync, and plenty of ports for both PCs and consoles. This display even supports HDR, which is very surprising given its low price. That said, this display's HDMI ports are version 2.0, HDMI 2.1 is the current standard, and there's no support for NVIDIA G-Sync, which means you'll need an AMD graphics card in your gaming PC to take full advantage of what the Nitro XZ342CU has to offer. If you fall into that camp, you'll be pleased with what this display has to offer. Just be mindful that this monitor has a curved screen, which will take a little getting used to if you're currently using a flat panel monitor.